The crazy story of Ryan Waller. It was in 2006 that local police were called to do a welfare check. Don Waller, the victim's dad, had called about his son Ryan and the girlfriend Heather Kwan because they failed to come to Christmas dinner. No one answered any phone calls. Now this timeline is pretty important. It was Christmas night, about 11, knock at the door. Ryan slowly opened it. Officers saw a large bruise on his left eye and a cut on his nose. Ryan was disoriented, stated that he didn't know how he got the injuries to his face, but the officer's attention fell on the woman that was lying in the couch in a darkened room. Ryan said she's been sleeping on the couch for a couple days. The officer stepped inside, did a check on her, and saw that she actually had a single gunshot wound to the head. Police immediately arrested a confused Ryan and threw him in the back of a squad car. He stayed at the scene for several hours. As he sat there, they finally transferred him to an interrogation room at a Phoenix police station and interrogated him for what lasted hour or more. Throughout the interrogation, Ryan's behavior got weirder and weirder. Officer Dalton, who was in charge, read him his rights, asked him if he'd ever seen a cop show because it seemed like Ryan didn't really understand what he was saying. Ryan said no, which kind of baffled the cop. When asked about his face repeatedly, Ryan initially said that he didn't know, but eventually stated that he was shot in the face. Officer Dalton was also baffled by this because he was like, there's no way in hell you got shot in the face. You wouldn't be sitting here right now. So he kind of chalked that off as another lie. When told that Heather was dead on the couch, Ryan seemed a bit confused, agitated, and distraught, and finally started telling a story of what happened. Said that Richie and his dad had come over and hit Heather and him with bows and arrows. The story itself was filled with contradictions and changed multiple times, and the officer didn't seem to trust that either very much. Ryan started mentioning how his head hurts during the questioning, and it wasn't until about an hour into the interview at 5:52 a.m. that Officer Dalton noticed something on Ryan's nose. It looked like a bullet hole, actually about 4 of them. After Dalton noticed that the bullet holes were in Ryan's face, Ryan was rushed to the hospital. 1 bullet had gone through his nose on both sides and then ricocheted to the back of his brain where it lodged. 4 pieces of his skull broke off and lodged into his brain. A second bullet bounced off his skull, though it broke off another piece as well. In the hospital, Ryan's left eye had to be removed, as well as a large piece of his brain. December of 2006, Richie and Larry Carver broke into the couple's house by shooting Ryan in the head when he opened the door, and then shot and killed Heather on the couch before fleeing.